What if I told you the most important part of your next car won't be its engine, but its code? Well, today, we're pulling back the curtain on a company that's building that very invisible engine for the future of driving, KPIT Technologies.
I mean, just look around. Cars today aren't just machines anymore. They are quite literally powerful computers on wheels. You've got these huge touchscreens, slick electric powertrains, and even features that are inching us closer to self-driving. All of it is powered by incredibly complex software.
But what's really making all this magic happen? It's not just the fancy hardware. It's millions and millions of lines of code humming along behind the scenes. This software is basically the new engine of the automotive world, which, begs a really important question.
And that brings us to this huge idea that's flipping the entire industry on its head, the software-defined car. This isn't just a buzzword. It's a fundamental shift in how cars are designed, built, and even how they age.
Think about it like this. A car's value used to be all about horsepower, cylinders, the nuts and bolts. Now, it's all about processing power and connectivity. This means that everything, from your EV's battery life to its safety systems, is controlled by software. And the coolest part? It can be updated over the air, just like your phone.
So if software is the new engine, who's actually building it? Well, let's meet one of the key architects powering this whole revolution, a company called KPIT Technologies.
Now, to be perfectly clear, KPIT doesn't make the cars themselves. They're the specialists, the wizards behind the curtain. They partner with the world's biggest car brands to create the critical, complex software that makes modern vehicles smarter, cleaner, and a whole lot safer.
And they are laser-focused. They're not trying to do everything. They're targeting the absolute biggest trends in mobility. We're talking software for electric vehicles, the brains for autonomous driving, and the underlying platforms that connect your car to the world. They're right at the heart of it all.
Their whole mission is to create a cleaner, smarter, and safer world. Now, that might sound like just a corporate slogan, but it's actually really important because it perfectly positions them as that crucial partner for car makers who are trying to make this incredibly difficult leap from being hardware companies to being tech companies.
Okay, that's a powerful vision, a great story, but vision has to be backed up by performance. So is all this future-focused work actually translating into strong results today? Let's pop the financial hood and take a look.
All right, first up, growth. A 22.8% year-over-year revenue jump is seriously impressive. It's way ahead of many others in the research and development space. And this isn't just a number on a page, it is solid proof that the demand for their specialized software is absolutely exploding as the auto industry transforms.
And that growth isn't just on the surface. When you dig into their financials, you find a really healthy company. We're talking excellent liquidity, which means they have plenty of cash on hand, plus strong profitability and a really solid competitive position. The foundation here is rock solid.
But here's the one metric that really stands out. Their debt-to-equity ratio is just 0.08. Now, why does that matter so much? Well, in an industry that needs constant, massive investment in R&D, having almost no debt is like a superpower. It gives them an incredibly stable balance sheet and the freedom to innovate without having to worry about pressure from lenders.
So, with a financial engine that strong, what's next? How is KPIT planning to stay ahead of the curve and keep its foot on the gas?
Their strategy is crystal clear. They're doubling down on the most critical, high-growth areas. And this isn't just about writing code anymore. They're building entire platforms for AI-powered driving, sophisticated software for EV powertrains, and, this is a big one, the hardcore automotive-grade cybersecurity needed to protect these rolling computers from hackers.
And you know what's really smart? They're not just sticking to cars. They're taking all that expertise and expanding into commercial trucks, agricultural vehicles, you name it. This move diversifies their business and opens up huge new markets for them to play in.
This whole forward-looking strategy also has sustainability baked right in. They're doing things like green coding to make their software more energy efficient, plus running large-scale recycling programs. They're really trying to make sure their business operations line up with that mission of building a cleaner world.
Okay. But no journey is a perfectly straight line, right? There are always potential bumps in the road. So to get the full picture, we absolutely have to look at the risks KPIT is facing.
So let's lay it all out. On one side, you have these clear strengths. They're a market leader, they've got this incredible growth path ahead of them with EVs and autonomous tech, and of course that fantastic balance sheet. But on the other side, they face real risks tied to their industry, like the boom and bust cycles of auto sales, the need to constantly pour money into R&D, and a heavy reliance on just a few big customers.
And let's zoom in on that last point for a second.
A whopping 65% of their revenue comes from just their top 10 clients. That's a classic double-edged sword. On one hand, it shows they have these deep, trusted relationships with the biggest names in the auto world. But on the other hand, it means their fate is very closely tied to the decisions and the financial health of a very small group of companies.
So, what's the real takeaway here? KPIT is what you'd call a pure-play bet on the software-defined future of mobility. They are a financially rock-solid leader riding a massive technological wave. But at the same time, they're sailing in the pretty choppy and unpredictable waters of the global auto industry where things can change in a heartbeat.
And all of this leaves us with one final, really provocative thought. As the core value of a car shifts from its physical engine to its digital brain, are we actually watching a fundamental power shift in the entire automotive world? Will the companies that write the code, companies like KPIT, become the new giants of the auto industry? That's definitely something to chew on the next time you get behind the wheel.